guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be making a video of how to clean your saddle. You're going to need a bucket of warm water, a sponge. I like to use a separate sponge for soap and then conditioner because I use leather balm, and then I use Passier Saddle soap, and you can use any saddle soap you want. And I also use Passier leather balm as the conditioner, and I really like this. You can also use a toothbrush to get into the smaller areas, or if you want, you can use a cloth instead of a sponge. So here's my saddle. It's not super dirty because I don't let it get dirty. Like, I won't let it build up dirt. So it's really important to clean all of your tack often. As you know, tack is expensive. You don't want it to get damaged. And this is personally how I clean my tack, and it's worked really great. As you can tell, my saddle is in amazing condition. So right now I'm just taking a damp sponge. You don't want it too wet, and I'm running it over the saddle with just water. And if you maintain your saddle and clean it often, then this works. You won't have to do any really deep cleaning. And I'm just using a damp sponge with water for right now. You can also use saddle soap, but I'm going in with just water first. Now I'm taking a little bit of my saddle soap and going over the billets. So I'm going over this area because there was a bit of dirt and I don't want it to become something permanent because these are new stirrup leathers. Then I flipped my saddle, and now I'm doing the other side the exact same way. And you want to get under all the flaps and into the small creases. You can use your toothbrush like I mentioned. Just be careful when you're cleaning your saddle. Be careful not to scratch it. Especially if you have a more delicate saddle, like mine is calfskin, it scratches easily. So I wouldn't recommend scrubbing it with a toothbrush or too hard with a sponge. Some people find that saddle soap makes their tack slippery. Mine doesn't. I'm not sure if it's the type they use or their saddle, but. And you want to also clean underneath, and this is especially important in the summer when your horses are sweating. You don't want that salt and all the sweat to get built up on your saddle. It's really bad for the leather. So now I'm taking my leather balm. This stuff smells so good. And I'm just putting it on my saddle with a different sponge because this is sort of a wax, I think, and I don't like to use the same sponge. And this just keeps your leather conditioned and supple so it won't crack. If you have a leather balm type, I wouldn't put too much on super often because it can build up and get a little gross and sort of grimy. But I really love this leather conditioner, and it also makes the tack a bit sticky. Well, in a good way, so you sit better, but that could just be my saddle too. And you want to make sure you get everywhere in your saddle, not just the places that you can see, because this does make your tack look better, but you also want everywhere to be supple, and you don't want your leather to crack anywhere. So just make sure to get everywhere and take care of your tack really well. I personally don't oil my saddle. I don't like how oil feels unless your tack is super dry and cracking. I wouldn't recommend using oil, but a lot of people do. And I also do like my two-tone saddle. Then I'm just putting my stirrup covers back on, and I'm doing the seat. So then once everything's done, you want to make sure to keep your saddle protected by putting it in a cover or a bag and storing it properly on a saddle rack. My saddle doesn't normally stay on this chair, I just put it here for the video. So make sure to keep everything protected. So I'll see you next time. Bye!